Hello everyone, in this video let us learn how to start, run and reverse the direction of rotation of single phase AC motors. At the end of this video you will be able to
start, run and reverse the direction of rotation of induction start and induction run motors through the direct online starter, capacitor start and induction run motors, capacitor start and capacitor run induction motors, repulsion motors and stepper motors.
For ease of learning, we will split this exercise into two parts. Part 1 will consist of objective 1 and 2. Part 2 will include objective 3 and 4.
Let us collect the tools, equipment and machinery required for this practical. Electrician toolkit, pulley puller, moving iron voltmeter, moving iron ammeter, megger, single phase induction start, induction run motor, DOL starter for single phase motor, capacitor start, induction run motor, capacitor start, capacitor run motor, repulsion motor, bipolar stepper motor, regulated power supply, GI wire, PVC copper wire, ICDP switch. Start, run and reverse the direction of rotation, that is D.O.R of induction start, induction run motor through DOL starter. Draw the complete connection diagram of the given motor, starter and ICDP. Identify the starting and running windings. Most single-phase induction motors have two windings, the starting winding and the running winding. The starting winding is used to provide the initial torque required for the motor to start, while the running winding is used to keep the motor running once it reaches its operating speed. Set the multimeter in resistance mode. Measure the resistance value of both windings. The lowest value among the windings is the main winding, and a high resistance value indicates the starting winding. Connect the motor through the ICDP switch and starter as per the approved diagram across the AC rated voltage supply. Provide earth connection to the motor, the starter and the switch. Connect the incoming phase, that is line wire, and the neutral wire from the power supply to the corresponding terminals on the DOL starter. Connect both ends of the motor's main winding, that is U1 and U2, to the outgoing terminals of the DOL starter. Connect the motor's starting windings, that is Z2 and Z1, parallel to the main winding as shown in the circuit diagram. Replace with a fuse of proper capacity according to the motor rating and set the overload relay of the DOL starter to the current rating of the motor. Switch on the ICDP switch and press the start button of the starter. Check the direction of rotation and record it below. The direction of rotation is clockwise. Stop the motor by pressing the stop button, switch off the ICDP and remove the fuses. The ICDP switch must be switched off and the fuses removed before any modification in the circuit is carried out. Connect the starting winding terminal Z1 to U2 of the main winding and Z2 of the starting winding to U1 of the main winding as shown in the circuit diagram. Fix the fuse carrier in the fuse holder, then switch on the ICDP, press the start button in the DOL starter and observe the direction of rotation as anticlockwise. Switch off the motor, reconnect the starting and main windings back to their original positions, and now just interchange the main winding terminals alone. Start the motor and observe that the direction of rotation of the motor, which is clockwise. Conclusion: from this, it is clearly observed that the direction of rotation of an induction start, induction run motor can be achieved either by interchanging the main winding or the starting winding, but not both. Start, run and reverse the direction of rotation of single-phase capacitor start induction run motor. Identify the motor terminals and make the connection as per the circuit diagram. Earthing the ICDP switch, starter and motor is most essential. Connect the input power supply to the DOL starter and from the DOL starter to the motor terminals through the ammeter and voltmeter in series and parallel respectively as shown in the circuit diagram. Connect the U1 running winding terminal and the Z1 starting winding terminal together and connect them to the phase or one end of the ammeter. Connect the centrifugal switch and capacitor in series with starting winding terminal Z2 and other end of the capacitor terminal to U2 and then to the neutral. provide fuse wire according to the rating of the motor in the ICDP switch and set the overload relay ampere in the DOL starter to the rated value of the motor. Switch on the ICDP, start the motor with the help of the starter and note the starting current, normal running current and the direction of rotation and enter the details in tabulation. For changing the direction of rotation, stop the motor by using the starter and switch off the ICDP and remove the fuse carrier. Interchange either the starting winding or the running winding terminals for changing the direction of rotation. Connect the running winding terminals U1 to Z2 of the starting winding terminals and Z1 of the starting winding in series with the centrifugal and capacitor. Insert the fuse carrier into the fuse holder in the ICDP switch and start the motor by pressing the start button in the starter. Check the effect on the direction of rotation and record the result in tabulation. Conclusion: the direction of rotation of a single-phase induction motor can be changed either by interchanging the main winding terminals or the starting winding terminals, but not both.
This concludes part 1 of this exercise. We will continue in part 2.